Okay, so according to 1 Corinthians 14:34, chapter 14, verse 34, it says women should remain silent in the churches. They are not allowed to speak, but must be in submission as the law says. What law? What law? Now remember, this was a Pharisee teaching this. And what did Yasher say about the Pharisees? He said they nullified the word of God, the law of God, and they went according to the rules of man. And I would like for anyone to prove me wrong. Show me in the law of Moses where women aren't allowed to speak in the churches. Please do that because it's not there. This was Paul going by his man-made traditions of men, and I know why they made this a law. God created woman because man needed help. Okay, it was not good for man to be alone. And when you really think about it, it took the craftiest animal on earth to deceive Eve. Okay. And even Eve in the beginning was holding up a little fight, like, no, I can't eat of this fruit. I can't even touch of it. She held up a fight. But what did it take for Adam to fall? Here, eat. Like literally, all it took was the woman to just say, here. He knew the Most High said not to do it. He didn't even try. Like, let's just say he wasn't very wise. Okay, so what was going on in the churches is the women were exposing Paul, and that's why the wise women. Now there are some really weak-minded women out here too, don't get me wrong, but the really God-fearing women of the Most High were exposing Paul. Hey, didn't Yahshua say we don't go by the teachings of the Pharisees? Hey, this is a Pharisee. Hey, he's teaching the opposite. Hey, pay attention to what he said here and then pay attention to this. The women were exposing Paul. So Paul was pretty much tell the women to shut up. And even if we dig into translation into the beginning, in the beginning it literally prophesies the end, and it's pretty clear. They have forsaken his law. Now even the supposedly righteous of righteous men out here just ain't getting it. Now there are a lot of men that I know, real men of God, that are getting it, but those aren't the guides. Those aren't the ones in the churches that's leading the people. These are just true disciples of Yahweh, and they're and Yahweh, Yahshua, because Yahshua is the word of Yahweh. That's why his word is the bread of life. But if you notice, the Most High is calling for the women, the wise women, you know, and he made it real clear. This is like the beginning, the end told in the beginning that they were going to forsake his law. But still, these men think they're wise in their own eyes, and they think that they can decide what's right and wrong, and they're literally nullifying the word of God and going by their idol, Paul. Even though Yahshua, Jesus, warned of Paul. That's how dense some of these men are. So that's my whole thought on why the seed of Satan didn't want women speaking up. The women is a little smarter than the man, okay? Most of these women anyway, but most of the God-fearing women. So men need to catch up. You know what? They need to get right. And it shouldn't they need to put up a fight for the word of God and stop just idolizing men. That's their biggest downfall. Making idols out of men.